Hey y'all, I know it's been a little while since I've had a new message. Wanted to talk to you today about my social anxiety and how I cope with relationships. Specifically, what I have come to realize is my need to have deep connections with people is stemmed from my spiritual awakening process. So once you're awake, it's then our job to try to recognize how we can help others in the process. And what I found is that if I ask questions, I'm able to help somebody else, specifically if I pose really good questions that give them an opportunity to relive experiences that put them in the version of their best self. So one of these examples is when I find out what somebody does for a living. I don't ask what people do for a living because that's not who they are. But if I find out what they do based on conversation, I like to ask why they do that, what they love about it, and what drove them to have that as their career. And when you do that, you find out whether or not somebody really loves what they do, or if they just do it for the money or for some other purpose because they were tied into it because of lessons that they learned. So, and if they do love it, what you get to do is experience a part of somebody's existence from their purest memory, like their purest version of love for what they're creating or how they're giving back to the world. So that's just one example of a simple question. And I know it's hard, like it's super hard for me to go out and talk to people. I don't like talking to people. That's why I walk around the woods. I like deep connections and, can feel the energies of other people. So if I'm in close proximity with a lot of people that are resonating at a frequency that is challenging for me, it depletes me. So I got to come to the woods, recharge, refuel. But I start also by practicing simple things like looking myself in the eye in the mirror. Look at yourself in the eye in the mirror and tell yourself you can talk to people just like you are talking to yourself in the mirror. And ask yourself the same questions that you want to practice. So if you want to open up conversation with somebody, practice some questions that you could ask someone to get a better understanding of who they are. And I don't have those questions for you. You're going to have to try to come up with those for yourself. One good way is to ask yourself questions about who you are. Try to figure out what you would want somebody to ask you to meet you on a deeper level. And ask yourself those questions in the mirror, looking at yourself in the eye, and then answer them. And if you can't answer truthfully, it's time to reflect, think about some new things. And if you're learning lessons from other people, other relationships in your life that are not authentic, that aren't truthful, after you've reflected long enough, you're going to realize there's some hard choices to be made. And if you don't make them, you're going to keep repeating the same cycles that you've identified. So, social anxiety sucks. I suffer from it. I don't like medication. I don't want to be in a fog. I don't want to be able to talk to somebody as a zombie. I want to be able to talk to somebody as me. So I learned how to do that first and foremost by learning how to talk to myself. Give it a try. Thank God for the glorious day I'm having. Oh my gosh. Perfect weather. Seriously. I don't know how many perfect days I've had in a row. Starting to think it's vanilla sky. Starting to think it's the Matrix, y'all. Love you.